Hey YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. Thanks for joining me for another Rants and Lifestyle. And I kind of want to call a bit of attention to this story. California is facing a massive housing crisis, but article came across. I was packing a bunch of things on eBay this morning, and I was just came across a bit of news, and this crossed my infrared or my radar, and I really wanted to bring it to you guys. I'm here packing stuff on my eBay and stuff, which I'm doing real well. I'll do a follow-up video for you guys on that. Everyone's asking how my home business is doing. And I got watching some old wrestling here in the background, and then boom, this comes along. California has the highest poverty rate in the United States of America. Arizona not far behind. And this is somewhat of a problem. It's actually a major problem because California's GDP is probably just as big as Canada's. I'm not sure, but I'm saying population-wise, it's pretty much on par. A lot of things. California is big enough to be an independent country, has the GDP, has the money pouring into Silicon Valley. It has a lot going for it, and it has a lot negative going for it. It's a very governmental. It's very a governmental state, very heavily governed or socialized or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, let's look at the article, and I'll give you a little bit of my peace of mind of what I think, okay? So it goes on to say, let me click on the article here. Okay, California has the highest poverty rate in the United States, Arizona not far behind. This is very troubling. California is, with its wealth, Silicon Valley, Hollywood, and its liberal politics, has the highest poverty rate in the United States when the cost of living combined with the income levels. Arizona, which likes to contrast its cost, business, and political climate to California, isn't far behind and has the 5th highest poverty rate when living costs are included in the poverty statistics. This is big, people. That is according to Supplemental Poverty Measured Report by the U.S. Census Bureau. Arizona has 17.5% poverty rate according to SPM measure, which adds the cost of living, housing, and utility bill and income levels. Let me zoom this in a bit so I can actually freaking see it through my phone. The 5th highest in the U.S. behind not only California, 20.6%, Florida, 19%, Louisiana and New York, both at 17.9% according to Census Bureau. California, which is a mega company such as Apple, NASDAQ, Apple, Walt Disney, NYSE, DIS, Intel, Facebook, Google, Alphabet company, parent company, has tons of wealth and does well on economic indicators such as per capita GDP and workforce participation rate. But California's high cost of living, especially in San Francisco, San Diego, Silicon Valley, and Los Angeles, where real estates are astronomically compared to Phoenix, coupled with high number of immigrant and other working in lower payout jobs, making household budgets tight and drives up its SPM poverty rate. And then it's underlined here. It also drawing attention, considering that California, sorry, someone's messaging me here, that California's more progressive policies are higher minimum wage and social welfare programs according to Los Angeles Times. So it's very socialized, right? And then it goes on to say here, the official poverty rate, which looks like the income ranks in California, tied for 17th in the U.S. at 15% rate. New Mexico has the highest rate in traditional measure at 22% according to the census data. As for Arizona, the state has 18.8% poverty rate under the traditional measure that has the 5th highest among the U.S. states behind New Mexico, Louisiana, Kentucky at Louisiana at 21.7%, Kentucky at 20.7%, and Ole Miss at 20.2%. Arizona has the longest attracted business jobs, real estate investors, and transplants from California. Some of them seek lower costs and business-friendly climates and more conservative politics and culture. A number of major California companies, including Intel and Apple, also have operations in Phoenix. So guys, you need to know that this is, let me give you my humble opinion now. This is the article. My humble opinion on this is kind of looking at the situation from a different, what kind of lens do we want to use for this? a humble lens. We're looking through it as a humble lens, or I wouldn't say historical lens. Let's look at it more as we should love it's easier to love your neighbors than to hate them type of thing. The problem is as the rich get richer in California, it creates, they become authoritarian, in my opinion. And with all this money and pouring into Silicon Valley, this authoritarianness, they start to treat poor people like they don't matter or they don't exist anymore. And this is creating a super, super duper massive economic instability. And in my opinion, I've been talking about this for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, that we are witnessing the destruction of the middle class. And I keep saying real incomes haven't come up since the 70s, 80s. Real incomes, yeah, you make $2 an hour, but you still paid your house off in 5 years. So 5, 6 years your house was paid off and you had a car and you went to college on the side. So that's what you did for $2, $3 an hour. Believe it, that's how it worked in the 80s and the 70s. But the problem is it's almost like the biggest drive for this, I think, is the destruction of currency. I think when the currency gets destroyed, it starts to distort things and it rises the cost of living even faster, in my opinion. Now, my question to you is, and I want you to comment below, this is what I'm feeling. Sorry, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here, so I'm just like trying to focus here. Do we need more socialism in California? Is the government even helping, is the second question. And third part, or is it just meddling? Because California is very socialist and it's becoming more and more socialist. Lots of red tape, lots of government pushing on each end. You know, okay, you need this to get this company set up, and then on the other end, oh, well, by the way, you got to have this set up, but I can't do that because I can't. It's always a back and forth loop. I just want to know, it's just an opinion. I don't know anything. I'm not reporting on news. I don't know anything. I just want to know what you guys think. Are we seeing the destruction of the middle class? And why is everything being so distorted now? With all this social media and all this way to get the word out, why are we not in the know anymore? Thanks for watching, guys.